Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. Never better. I barely got any sleep.
I love that for us.
It was a late night. Warriors played the Grizzlies. That was an insane game.
Indeed.
That was an insane game. It sucked, actually.
It did suck.
But it was close, which made it nice.
I did lose some money.
Did you?
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. Let's not even bring it up.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about that. All right? My advice to you, don't talk about your losses. Just don't. Give people hold on to
That's my whole life. What do you mean?
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Look, I don't want to sound repetitive at all, ever. That's not my nature.
It kind of is.
No, honestly. But the Detroit Tigers.
Not.
What do you guys want me to say this morning?
What do we do with that?
What do I do? 2-0.
Yeah.
Shutout against the Athletics.
The team that gets like 2,000 people to their ballpark.
You now have a record of 8-20, and we'll get to the record a little later on in the show. I don't want to just focus on the record, but how? Again, I'm gonna try to be calm this morning. It's Tuesday. I'm trying to get my morning started off right. I had a clean breakfast. I went to the gym.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to get my day started on the right note.
How do you not?
Yeah, the Tigers suck. There's really no other way I can put it this morning for any of you. The Detroit Tigers suck at hitting the baseball. Another very solid pitching performance from the starting pitcher. Another very solid performance from the bullpen. And what do you get? 0. 0 from your hitting. What? Again, I said this to Terry yesterday. Typically, you associate a lower batting average for a team. Typically. With more home runs, right? Because the teams that hit for power typically don't hit for as much average as some of the other teams in the league. And the Tigers are somewhere between nowhere. They're actually at the bottom. They're at the bottom because they can't hit for power. They can't hit for average. They can't score any runs. They can't win any games. All they know how to do right now is pitch very well. That's it. And like I said to you yesterday, if I would have told you before the season started, this was one of the top bullpens in all of baseball, statistically, and your starting pitching was better than advertised before the season started, you would look at me and tell me, Adam, the Detroit Tigers are contending for the Central, baby. And I would tell you, you're damn right. And here we are. Yep. Tuesday morning, May 10th. The Tigers are 8-20, and I'm about to lose my mind. I'm not going to panic, right? We agreed 40 games. I've got 12 games to hit the panic button, but this is really bad. This is so bad. This isn't even, again, I can accept you losing ball games where pitching lets you down, the bullpen lets you down, fielding lets you down. You put up 6-7 runs, but it's not enough. There was a stat for the Detroit Lions this year. If they had scored more than 20 points in every single game, they would have amassed 6, 7, 8 wins, something like that. If the Tigers could just score 3 runs a game, not even 2, 3, I think they'd have like an even record right now. 2-1, 3-2, 2-0, 1-0.
At first, we were blaming the shortness of spring training, you know, them not being able to play or practice or whatever. But what do we blame at this point?
Oof. There's nothing to blame. Again, I think it's more disappointing than it is a failure. I mean, this is a baseball team. Look, I will say, I was I was like the first guy back in December when there was still football season saying the Tigers are going to contend for the Central, given that the offseason goes the way I expected it to, which it kind of did. I think they missed out on one extra bat, but whatever. You let it go. The Twins made questionable decisions. They brought in Correa, which was interesting, but nobody expected the Twins to be 18-11 at this point. And even beyond that, even if they were, the more disappointing win total is the Detroit Tigers. 8-28. 8 wins in 28 games. How?
Yeah.
That is insane. You know how bad you have to be? And this is, again, a baseball team that's led by, in my opinion, a top 3 manager in A.J. Hinch. And I'll stand by that. And this was a team that was going to have a good blend of young bats along with some veteran bats. It was missing one extra veteran bat, to be fair. But was it going to make or break your season? Nobody expected it to.
Yeah.
And we're 28 games in. And Miguel Cabrera and Austin Meadows are your 2 best hitters.
Right.
And you know who leads the team in home runs?
Torkelson with 3.
If you're frustrated as a Detroit Tigers fan, feel free to call in this morning. 313-552-6322. Fish, you were going to say something, but, buddy, what was it?
Well, I was going to say it could be worse. Cincinnati Reds.
What's their record?
5 wins. And they had a stretch where they went 1-20.
Okay,
At least we didn't go 1-20.
Okay.
After winning the first 2 games.
Was anybody expecting the Reds to contend for their division this year? That's the major difference, buddy. And again,
a little bit.
I don't believe I'm overselling this baseball team. I think they have a decent amount of bats. Javier Baez signing was very good for the team. Austin Meadows right before the season, interesting trade. A lot of value in that pick, or excuse me, that pickup. On top of the young bets that you had coming up, even without Riley Green, you had promising bats coming up. You knew they were going to struggle, get acclimated to the game. You just sent Akil Baddoo to AAA, by the way. That's how bad he sucked.
Toledo.
At this point, you want to call up and send down players? You might as well send down the entire major league roster and bring up everybody from AAA and AA. At this point, I'm not joking. They cannot hit the baseball. And if they could just hit the baseball, they would win games. That's the frustrating part with this team. They're actually pitching very well and fielding very well outside of maybe 1 or 2 games where it was a complete disaster.
Well, maybe we need to talk to Rogelio about this, but I do wonder, what does batting practice look like? Do you look like trash at batting practice, or what does that look like?
It's BP, it's different. And even in simmed innings or simulated games, you're so used to seeing these guys pitch, you pick up on tendencies. It's different. It's a lot easier. When we used to have BP and mini live sessions throughout practice, I know what my pitcher likes to do. I watch him pitch every day.
Sure.
I know he's going to try to throw me inside on the first pitch. All right, I'm ready for it. It's different. I can't believe it's this bad, though. Again, that you can't look at that lineup and tell me that you can't get 3 runs a game from it.
Literally.
3. That's all I'm asking. God forbid we talk about 6, 7, or 8.
Well, we had one game where it was 11, right? We hit 11.
That was one time.
One time.
And it was, I believe, a game where we had a doubleheader that day, right?
I think so, yeah. It was the first game, and the second game, I think we got 2 runs.
We need to get Rogelio on. I need somebody to vent to. Can you make it happen?
Yeah.
Please.
Say less.
I need to talk to Rogelio. All you Tigers fans, you want to call in. Lines are open all day today, by the way. Everybody who wants to discuss anything, Lions, Tigers, NBA playoffs, does not matter. The lines are all open today. No Terry Foster in the studio today. 313-552-6322. Fish will be answering your calls. We'll definitely take a ton this morning. But again, I accept full responsibility for the Detroit Tigers hype train before the season started. And I apologize to all of you. I still don't believe it was a miscalculation, but I was wrong and it doesn't matter what I believe. 8-20, again, you know how hard you have to try to lose that amount of games? Think about it this way. If you played 9 series, all right? For the sake of argument, because the math is easier, you played 8 series against opposing teams, okay? You only won 1 game in every series so far. So you've gone 1-2 or 1-3 in every series that you've played in, essentially. How bad that is.
That's brutal.
You have to suck to lose to the Pirates. You have to suck to lose to the A's. You have to suck to lose some of these games that you've lost. You have to suck to blow multiple leads in games where you were in control, the pitching did everything you could ask them to do, and you let them down at the end. If I was a starting pitcher and I gave you 6.5 innings, 6 2/3 innings, hell, 7 innings, I gave you 7 quality innings, and I'm down 2-0? You kidding me?
So does this mean that you're not going to be going to any Tigers games this year?
No, I'll be going to Tigers games. I'm not one of those jackasses that threaten to not go to games. I think that's very stupid and inappropriate. I am a Tigers supporter. The definition of support, even when they suck, you support the damn team.
You're a Detroit supporter.
Yeah, I'm a
It's
Detroit
more
supporter.
like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the reality, though.
Yeah.
I don't buy into, I'm just going to stop going to the game. Yeah, okay.
That's what Oakland's doing.
You're not going to go to the game, but you're going to be watching it on TV. You just won't admit it. Like, just shut the hell up.
Baseball's way better in person.
Oh, yeah, because the
Way
drinks,
better.
the hot dogs,
Oh, yeah.
the
all the
atmosphere.
above. They got,
the weather.
7 more games at home straight right now?
Yeah. Oakland and then Baltimore next.
And it's going to be 80s this week?
If I told you that the Tigers won 15 of the next 20 games, 15 of the next 20 games, they would still have a losing record.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
That sucks.
God, I really thought they would contend.
We all did.
And
we all
again,
had
this
the
is a
same
team. This is a
consensus.
baseball team I've bashed for years. But I have to acknowledge, holy hell, last year they won. They were way better than I thought. I was joking with Sean Belizean when the network first started. They're lucky to win 45, 50 games, Sean. And he laughed and agreed with me. They go on, win 70 plus with AJ Hinch. Oh yeah, you upgrade the roster. I expect you to be better. I don't think that was insane where, for example, if anybody says the Detroit Lions, we'll use them as an example. I expect the Lions to win 14 games this year. How? That makes no sense, right? Oh, but hey, Adam.
Ryan Armani.
Hey, Adam. The Lions, yes, were a 3-win football team last year, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here are my reasons. I think they can win 7, 8, 9 games. I'm open to that discussion. And if you think more than that, I hope you're seeing something I'm not. I hope you're seeing something I'm not. Why does Adam's hair always look like it's raining outside?
Wow.
That's a great comment.
That is a great comment.
That was amazing.
Oh, man. You know what? Speaking of hair, I really need a haircut, and I need to trim
Where
my
do you
beard.
go?
I really do. Like, it's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty long.
I won't record you this time.
I appreciate that. And I'll tell you where I'm going to get it.
Where are you
Lady
gonna get
Jane's
it? Hell
Haircuts
yeah.
for Men. Lady Jane's, as you know, we broadcast live from Lady Jane's headquarters. We're obviously in the studios in the surrounding building. Lady Jane's, their stylists take care of me every single time. Treat me like a king. You should let them treat you like a king as well. Walk in anytime, relax, watch your favorite team playing. Before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Again, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We are the network for Detroit, by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Guys, I got to tell you about Odds Trader. It is the #1 site for all of your game day bets. For play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking, you can even download their app, Odds Trader, from the App Store today. You're going to find the best price on every game, and you can sign up for offers from multiple sportsbooks right on oddstrader.com. Make sure you use the bets tracker to keep records of all your games and betting activity.
All right, good morning,
odds.
everybody. We are joined by Jeff Iafredi this morning.
Yeah!
Last night, I stayed up pretty late.
How do you not?
And one of the reasons why was I was watching the NBA playoffs, obviously, Celtics, Bucks, and late at night, the Grizzlies and Warriors.
You were
Jeff,
watching
good morning,
hockey?
buddy.
Good morning.
No, I didn't actually watch any hockey.
There were some good games last night.
Jeff's not here to talk hockey, so shut the hell up, fish. Good morning, Jeff. How are you, buddy? Miss you.
I'm good. I miss you too. Yeah, it was a lot of good basketball last night. Obviously, in Detroit, we don't have anything entertaining to watch on television, so you got to go to the National. And yeah, you got NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and some good games yesterday.
All right,
Definitely.
walk me through Celtics Bucks. Al Horford took probably a time machine, went back 8-9 years,
Yeah.
and looked extremely good last night. What, 11 of 14, 30 points. Him and Tatum, 30 points each. Seemed like Giannis was just playing 1v5 for really the second half on. The Bucks couldn't get anything going.
No, they couldn't. And Al Horford, obviously, playoff career high. They needed it. They couldn't go down 3-1. That's when the series starts, it's a slippery slope. You go down 3-1. They tie the series 2-2. And honestly, the second half was all Jason Tatum and Al Horford. They needed him. You kind of noticed, listen, Milwaukee's a great team, and Giannis is getting to that point right now. And I know Jokic won MVP. Giannis is the best player in the world, obviously. But there comes a time in the playoffs where you do need a Robin. And at this point, they are missing Chris Middleton because you saw down the stretch, Al Horford, Jason Tatum, they had a 1-2 punch. Milwaukee didn't have that. Giannis struggled down the stretch. And without him, they couldn't get a shot to save their life. So obviously, Boston is the more complete team. We know this. But coming down stretch, they didn't even need Jaylen Brown last night. Al Horford took care of business. So the series, man, I still think it's going to go 6 or 7 games. I still believe Milwaukee's going to win, but it's hard to call. It really is. Boston looks pretty damn good.
It's funny. We're talking about the Bucks even still contending, and they're missing their second best player, and it's not even close. And they're still in these games. They blew that game, by the way.
Yeah, they did.
They gave up, 40-plus points in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
To Boston? They had that game. And you're at home, you have to win that game.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give the series edge to Boston after that. That was such an emotional win. What I would say is the game after, the Warriors made it so difficult for themselves. Ryan Anderson was a highlight reel last night for Memphis. Jaren Jackson looked pretty good. But at the end, Steph Curry, 18 fourth quarter points. Holy hell. That's a Steph Curry I think a lot of people have been wanting to see in the playoffs. I thought, again, a brilliant performance. Good for the Warriors. They're up 3-1. They're going to be back in the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 4 years. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. So we're likely looking at Golden State and Phoenix, Golden State, Dallas. Either way.
And that's the scary part about Golden State is when those guys are healthy, Draymond, Clay, and Steph, I mean, they're damn near unbeatable. And last night, they struggled, but you saw down the stretch, you brought up Steph Curry, and that's where they missed Ja Morant. Memphis has been good this year without Ja Morant, but it's the playoffs. Like, down the stretch, you need a guy that can trade buckets, trade baskets with Steph Curry. They didn't have that. They settled for a lot of threes. And Steph, you talked about it, 18 points in the fourth quarter, closed the game out for him. So despite Clay not hitting a single damn three, they were still able to pull it off. No Steve Curry tested positive for COVID, so they had Mike Brown out there, which he will be going to the Sacramento Kings for their head coach. But yeah, the Warriors, I mean, they stole that game last night. I mean, this is the only series in my head that I would say is as good as done. I think, you know, Golden State's probably going to win
You don't
next
recover.
game.
You don't recover
It's
from
hard.
that loss. They led for 43 minutes.
At home. I mean, like, or on the road.
On the
It's
road
ridiculous.
for
Yeah.
43 minutes from beginning to end. And Steph Curry happened. That's it.
You can't. And that's when you need Ja. Like, Ja, especially down the stretch. And who knows, I mean, do you force him back for the next game if he's still out, which I would keep him still out? Give me Golden State.
What's
5.
the knee injury? What exactly is it?
He's had knee soreness all this year. I mean, people like to bring up Jordan Poole grabs his knee, and all of a sudden it's because Jordan Poole grabbed his knee. He's had knee problems before this. So it's not like Jordan Poole all of a sudden grabbing his knee.
That is the scary thing about John Morant. Every time he runs up and down the court, I see Derrick Rose, and I'm just waiting.
That's a perfect comparison.
And maybe my PTSD is kicking in, but I'm just waiting. And it's going to happen. It's not when. It's not if. It's when.
Especially a guy like that it relies so much on his athleticism. I think the difference, and I've talked about this on the bottom line, I love Luka Doncic. But the thing about Luka and Ja is Ja relies solely on mostly that athleticism. So if he does get a knee injury, you mentioned Derrick Rose, it's going to hurt his game more than Luka. I mean, Luka moves at a snail's pace, and he doesn't really rely on his athleticism. So Ja, obviously, they want to be cautious. You don't want to rush Ja back, and then it turns into knee soreness to a torn ACL or MCL, whatever it is. So I don't expect him to play. But I do expect Golden State to take care of business, even with Ja Morant at this point. I mean, they look, like you said, like that's an emotional loss. I mean, you lead for most of the game on the road, and then Steph Curry does that in the fourth quarter.
Ja Morant plays game 5 if they win that game. 100%,
yeah, absolutely.
Right? And now it's like,
Odd options.
The Warriors shot 17%, it was about 17-20% from 3. It's not going to happen.
No.
And they're not going to start the game 0 for 15 from 3. It's not going to happen.
That's the game to win.
That's the game to win. We'll take that. That's the steal it game. And they didn't do it. So we'll move on from them. Previewing Miami and Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have winning that series? It's now tied 2-2, I believe, correct?
Yep, you're correct. And I think Joel Embiid coming back, obviously. I mean, this is why he was in the MVP discussion, because he's out first 2 games. Bam Adebayo looks great. Looks like, Joel Embiid Jr. Joel returns. You haven't seen Bam since. I mean, he's been playing decent, but Miami is struggling right now, and Philly's hitting a lot of shots. James Harden, obviously, last game looked like the Houston Rockets' James Harden. But the thing is, you're not going to get that James Harden every game. So I still have Miami winning the series. Now, it's pretty damn close at this point. I mean, to be up 2-0 and now 2-2, it's anybody's series. And if they can get Joel Embiid to have a great game, he's had good games, but if he can have a Joel Embiid game, I think the series changes. So it's tough to call, but I'm still going to go with Miami. I just love Miami. I mean, they're just
Who's the favorite coming out of the East right now?
Whoever wins the Boston and Milwaukee series.
Really?
That's who's making the finals. I'll say right now.
Even if the Bucks win?
Yeah.
Against Boston, they still beat Miami or Philly without Chris Middleton.
I'm confident. Just because, listen, and Miami's, even if Philly gets there, I mean, it's tough. But I've said this, I don't trust James Harden. I never will. And Joel Embiid, I like him, but again, they just have to get past Miami first. We'll see. I think Boston and Milwaukee are just in a different echelon. I think either one of those teams, we'll see what happens with Chris Middleton, but give me whoever wins that series to go to the finals.
All right, fair enough. And then I'll go, obviously, to the West.
Mm-hmm.
Who's coming out of the West?
Tough one to call because Phoenix, like you said, Phoenix and Golden State will be in that Western Conference Finals. Between those two teams.
No faith in Luka.
Listen, I will say this. Phoenix, and they struggled, obviously, the last couple games, but Phoenix is still the number 1 team in the playoffs in terms of field goal percentage. So they're efficient on offense. It's really defensively, and they got to fix some things. Luka Doncic, I mean, he doesn't even have to. He had a good game, but Jalen Brunson, Dinwiddie, Finney Smith, all these guys coming along and playing well has really propelled them and allowed them to tie the series. So I'm still going to get Phoenix to win the series. I mean, I'm not worried about that. Give me Phoenix and Golden State, and I'll take Phoenix winning. Ooh. But I'm not confident on that. I mean, Golden State
give
can
me
easily
Golden
win.
State between the two, but I will say, I think the formula to beating Phoenix has been unlocked. Just attack Chris Paul's family.
I guess so.
What the hell happened, by the way? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Paul talked about it after the game. Apparently, there's 2 different sides of this because when it was initially came out, it said that Chris, his wife, and his mother was touched or pushed, and the fans were immediately escorted. But now the Dallas Mavericks released a statement, and apparently the fan was trying to give his mother and wife an unwarranted hug. They changed it from assault to an unwarranted hug. I'm like, I don't know what an unwarranted hug is. That just sounds like assault.
So he's a Phoenix. Is he a Phoenix fan or a Dallas fan?
Dallas fan.
And he wanted to hug Chris Paul's mom?
I would assume it's assault. I don't know why you'd phrase it like that.
Yeah, I don't know if
hey, bring it in. No, I mean, listen, I think the problem with these, especially, is when you have your family on the road, they're in Dallas, and Chris Paul has his family there. you're going to have to expect something from the fans. Like, you got to have at least security around them. And obviously security handled the job, but it's scary bringing family on the road. Like, some of these fans, imagine if you were in Philly or Boston. Like, they would have picked your family apart.
Why would you try to hug somebody else's mom?
I mean, it's a good question.
And you're not even like, if you had a Chris Paul jersey on, I'm for it.
Maybe you get a pass.
Maybe you can get away with it. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause I'm sure you've all attended games. When a basket goes in, a goal, whatever it may be.
You go crazy.
You hug anybody. It doesn't matter. A Dallas fan hugging Chris Paul's mom. People are becoming more and more stupid. I'm losing patience with
I know
people.
this whole playoff series. I mean, you had the chick try to tie herself to the net, and then you had someone glue
Isn't that for
themselves
the
to the floor.
Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Because their owner, like, something about animal rights?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird, man.
I'm going to chain myself to the studio.
Protest.
You should.
And get one of those chokers.
Yep.
I'm going to chain myself right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You already know, Maddie. You already know.
Hey, Matt in the chat said Mother's Day hug. Honestly, you might be onto something.
Yeah, you guys can all hug my mom. She can take care of herself. I'm not worried.
Wow.
My mom's a fighter. I don't know if you guys know. Mom used to be a professional fighter.
Like MMA, UFC, boxing?
No, boxing.
Okay.
But without gloves.
Without gloves. Bare knuckle.
Yeah, that's called street fighting, too.
That's street fighting.
Yeah.
No joke. No joke. One day I'll bring my mom. You know what? Call my mom.
Oh, here
Call
we
her
go.
now.
Entertainment.
Ask her if she'd accept an unwarranted hug from somebody.
All right, here we go, boyos.
All right, Mom. Let's see if you're going to answer the phone.
Is she up this morning?
Probably.
Okay.
She has work.
Okay.
Come on, Mom.
Please answer. It's gold when she answers. Uh-oh.
Hello?
Hey, good morning, Mom.
Morning, Mama.
Oh, did I wake you up?
You sure did, son.
My bad. How are you?
What's up?
I got a question for you.
I always have an answer for you, Adham.
All right, people don't believe me when I tell them that you used to street fight when you were 18, 19 years old. Can you break it down for everybody?
No, I used to street fight when I was 15 to 18.
There you go. Excuse me. I got the dates wrong.
What's her record?
What's your record?
I won everyone. I never got hit.
Undefeated.
Never lost.
I love you, Mom. All right.
Undefeated till today, and yeah, I was a beast. I was.
I love you, Mom.
I was good at what I did. I used to go to Detroit.
I know, Mom. I know. We know the story. Well, at least I know the story. All right. I'll talk to you soon, Mom.
I love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
All right. So my mom, by the way, used to take, you know how you break dance? My mom used to break dance a lot.
Yeah.
And she would take the mat. She was walking around, and her brother used to like challenge people to like breakdancing competitions. And some of them would end up in fights, and they would like it's a whole thing.
So she fought because of the breakdancing. It wasn't like she did both.
No, she used to. My mom was an asshole as a kid, so she used to just go fight people because she wanted to. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Badass.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Now I know why you're so feisty. You get it from your mother.
Oh, I mean, you can claim it to whoever you want. I don't care. I don't care. What I do care about is Cintron, which are the premier lifestyle drink.
I can tell you about because the summer of Cintron is here. And now Cintron is available at Kroger. Make sure you pick up some while you're shopping. Right now, get 2 Cintrons for only $4. Cintron is the next energy drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Winning is a habit. So is listening daily to Woodward Sports. We're glad you're a winner, and thanks for listening.
Well, guys, I know it's still early in the morning, but I am thinking about lunch already, and I know what I'm getting. I'm getting Wing Snob. They've got fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. They have the absolute best traditional wings in the game. Try out their signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Their wings are tossed to perfection. in any sauce that you may choose. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online now at wingsnob.com. Wingsnob, we just have better wings.
Oh, wings and football, how do you not?
Fish, I love you, buddy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the lines are open all show, for the entire show this morning. My head's in a million places right now. I literally have like 30 pages in front of me. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But beyond the point, since the year 2000, we have now had officially 22 draft picks at number 2 overall. And what I'd like to discuss with all of you this morning is I will tell you why I believe Aiden Hutchinson is destined for greatness. And a lot of it relies on history. So, since the year 2000, like I said, 22 players have been selected with the number 2 overall pick. Of those 22 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now have been defensive linemen. Who are those defensive linemen? Julius Peppers, Chris Long, Ndamukong Suh, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, and now Aiden Hutchinson. Now, if you ask me, if there was ever a barometer of how successful a player will be, look at where they were taken, what their position is, and look at players also taken at that position and how they turned out. Now, Julius Peppers, Hall of Famer. Will be a Hall of Famer, I should say. Julius Peppers will and should be a Hall of Fame player. Chris Long, a very good career, a good player, very good at times. I wouldn't say a Hall of Fame player, but not a disappointing career. He had a good career. And Ndamukong Suh, very good, dominant early on. If you guys all remember, All-Pro his first year with the Detroit Lions. We move up recently, Nick Bosa. Everybody knows Nick Bosa in San Francisco. Chase Young with Washington. 2 very good players, very talented. And then you have Aiden Hutchinson obviously coming out. And I think Aiden Hutchinson, more than any player the Lions have drafted recently, is as close to this guy's going to work out. Not because of the story, not because of all the intangibles, the work ethic, the character. He's going to work out because that's what you do when you're picking number 2 overall. If you don't need a quarterback, that's the position you take. And the Lions did it. And in the last 22 years, all the teams that have addressed the defensive line position have all been very happy with their decisions. Julius Peppers, Chris Long, Ndamukong Suh, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, and now Aiden Hutchinson. Now add him up. That doesn't mean he's going to work out in the league. Yes, I'm very aware of that. But history tends to always repeat itself. And it tells a very unique story. And if I were to tell you that Aiden Hutchinson had the career of, let's say, one of those individuals, we'll use Chris Long as an example. If you guys remember, before the draft, I told you I believed Aiden Hutchinson was a minimum 70 career sack player. Minimum. Chris Long? How many career sacks? Anybody want to take a guess? Career sacks. All of you have an open mic. Chris Long, no? 70. 70 career sacks. So if Aiden Hutchinson's floor is the quote-unquote worst guy selected at number 2 overall in the last 22 years on the defensive line position, you walk away pretty happy with that. You're walking away pretty damn happy with that. That is consistent production over a 10, 12, 14-year career. Depends how long he plays in the NFL. Now, do I expect him to be Aaron Donald, Reggie White, TJ Watt? No. That's not the conversation. Will he produce in the NFL? My money would be on Aiden Hutchinson to produce in the NFL. Yes. And I think he was the surest bet to get production, short-term and long-term, out of a majority of the players coming out this year. I think the Detroit Lions are in a really, really good spot. NFL Draft Junkie says the NFL Network compared Aiden to Jared Allen. Jared Allen is an interesting player. I don't know how I feel about Jared Allen. What? They're both 6'6", correct? Roughly about the same weight, similar engines. What I would say is Jared Allen, if you want to say Aiden Hutchinson can be or is Jared Allen, what I would say is I expect 20 sacks in the first 2 years because that's what Jared Allen gave me. And then when you reach the apex and the beginning of your career, your prime, you get me 15.5, 14.5, 14.5, 11, 22, and 12. That's what you get me. For a 6-7 year stretch, that's what you get me. And that's what we're talking about. With Julius Peppers, I can look him up and give you the same stat line. Julius Peppers, another player taken number 2 overall. We'll check out Julius Peppers in a second. Excuse me for one moment. Julius Peppers, a guy with 160 career sacks. Adam, Julius Peppers, what did he do his first 2 years? 19 sacks. And then year 3, 4, and 5, 11, 11, and 13. And then he got injured, or actually he didn't get injured in 2007. He just had a really bad year. And then it was 14 sacks, 10.5 sacks, 8 sacks, 11, 11.5. I don't need 20 sacks a year. This is one of the common flaws with evaluating defensive ends. I don't need 20 sacks a year. Hell, I don't need 15. You know what I need? I need 8 to 13 consistently, year in and year out. And I need a ton of quarterback pressures. And I need a ton of quarterback hits. That's what I need. I don't need 22.5, 23 sacks, defensive player of the years. Cool. Would love it. Awesome. Definitely great. If you're that great, love it. Not a must. Julius Peppers, Hall of Fame player? I think so. 160 career sacks. Yeah, I'll take that. Oh, Chris Long? Aiden Hutchinson's floor is Chris Long, let's say. Cool. 70 career sacks. 12 seasons. 5.5, 6 sacks a year. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. It's not ideal. I wouldn't be thrilled with only 70, but he wasn't a bust. He played in the NFL at a high level for a long time. It wasn't elite, but it was above average. That's what you're looking for. I think the Lions got the closest thing to a sure thing in Aiden Hutchinson. And it's not about, again, the motor, the character, the intangibles, or whatever you want to label it. What we're discussing this morning with Aiden Hutchinson is I'm going to look at his position, who has been taken at his position, or damn near it, at number 2 overall in the last 20 years, 22 years. Peppers, Chris Long, Bosa, Chase Young, and Ndamukong Suh. Yeah, the teams that take that position at that pick are that happy, by the way. Very happy. The Lions shouldn't regret taking Suh. Hell of a pick. It didn't work out for obvious reasons. But he was all-pro year 1. Don't forget that. Chris Long, was he Julius Peppers? Was he TJ Watt even to that apex level? Was he Aaron Donald? No, it's not ideal that the number 2 overall pick isn't a 100 career sack guy. But Chris Long was effective in the NFL. And he was a good player. Again. And do you want Aiden Hutchinson only to be good? No, you want him to be very good. You want him to be special. That's why you take him number 2 overall. But this is why we had this whole concept, this whole train of ideas and thoughts for months and months leading up to the draft of why you don't draft a quarterback, Malik Willis, at number 2 overall. Why you don't take Kyle Hamilton number 2 overall. Why is because if I go, for example, over the last 22 years, and I look at players taken not at the defensive end position. All right. Well, since the year 2000, I have Leonard Davis, who's a guard, 3-time Pro Bowler. Charles Rogers, I'm sure you all remember. That didn't work out. Offensive tackle Robert Gallery, okay. Reggie Bush, Ronnie Brown, okay. Calvin Johnson, here we go. That's your first Hall of Famer. Jason Smith, offensive tackle, okay. Nothing special. How could I forget, by the way, Von Miller, labeled as a linebacker, but a pass rusher. Robert Griffin III, quarterback, didn't work out. Marcus Mariota didn't work out. Mitch Trubisky didn't work out. Saquon Barkley didn't work out. Greg Robinson, meh. Luke Jokel, okay. Zach Wilson, way too early to tell. You notice any safeties in there? I didn't. Maybe my 1 second, guys. I didn't see any safeties or secondary players. Any middle linebackers? No? Huh. Oh. Oh, the teams that took running backs are disappointed with who they took? Ronnie Brown, Reggie Bush, Saquon Barkley? Oh, you're disappointed? Oh, the teams that took a quarterback? All disappointed? Oh. Really? Whoops. Oh, the teams that took offensive tackles, hit or miss 50% of the time? Okay. Huh. Very interesting. Oh, the last 2 defensive ends taken? And number 2 overall? Both won Defensive Player of the Year? Huh. See where I'm going with this? To show you got a good player. If history repeats itself, Aiden Hutchinson will win Defensive Player of the Year. If history repeats itself, his floor is 70 career sacks. His ceiling is upwards of damn near 170. Not bad if you ask me, huh? Lines are open all morning, 313-552-6322. Feel free to call in. Maddie, we spent months on this. Months building up to the draft. Why you take a defensive end. That's why. That's why. Not because other players aren't good players. Not because they, again, don't have value. Kyle Hamilton at number 2, huh? That was the hill. That was where we were planting our flags. Oh, Malik Willis, right? The guy that fell to 86? Number 2 overall, yeah. Okay. You guys really... Yeah, and you know what's funny? It's we broke down the film, Adam. Yeah, you notice I'll never tell you, hey, I'm breaking down film. I'll never use that as my reason. Ever. That's such a weak answer. I'll tell you why. The film doesn't say everything. And even if the film tells you everything you want to, the film will tell you and show you what you want to see. And if you're really good, you'd have a job in the NFL. Because I'm not paying you in the NFL to find things on film that I want to see. I want you to show me on film the things I don't want to see. The things that aren't good. Because that's how you get better. That's how you identify potential. Number 2 overall. Quarterback that fell to 66 and a safety that went middle of the first round. What are we doing here, Maddie? What are we doing here? I tried saving people from this. And I'm glad the Lions, obviously with Brad Holmes, know what they're doing right now.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Is that the saying?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Or just don't be a bitch.
God.
Right. What's up, Fish?
My head hurts.
Why?
You've never heard of anything in society.
What do you mean?
You might as well move under a rock.
I don't know what he's talking about either.
You take a horse to... You get what? What is it?
You lead a horse... You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Okay, well, how is that a common phrase?
Everyone's at least heard of it. You may not use it, but everyone's heard of it.
In other words...
I live under a rock.
You can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah, everyone's heard of it. You may not use it.
I know.
Oh, God.
Did you get punched for it?
I'm sorry?
Did you get punched for it? For saying you can't fix stupid in England? Because they will mess you up.
In England? They're a bunch of soft... I don't even want to talk about the English people.
No.
Ask them what happened in the Revolution.
Okay, that's army members and war members.
Yeah, and here we are. What are they doing now?
Living in
we'll
the
have
country.
to bail them out in the 1940s. That's what I thought.
Well, I made your wishes come true.
Rogelio?
Yes.
I love you.
So he's on with us next.
Oh,
but
how do you not?
before we go, can you please tell me about Sticker Genius?
Sticker Genius is the official sticker sponsor of the Woodward Sports Network. When it comes to stickers and signage, think of Sticker Genius. To my right, you'll see Samuel Fisher behind some of the great work that they did. Sam, thank you, Fish. I appreciate it, buddy. They were able to wrap our entire studio, by the way, in less than 24 hours. It was actually really impressive, given the deadline was not easy at all. They work around you. They're easy to work with, and they do a damn good job. Check out Sticker Genius. Again, that's stickergenius.com. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward.
All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports.
Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Well, our friend Rogelio is going to join us.
All right. Well, Raj, whenever you get on, dude, we need to talk because I have a migraine this morning. I am not enjoying.
That's not super shocking.
Yeah, I am not enjoying the morning. Tigers are now 8-20.
What, you don't enjoy my presence?
No, not when the Tigers suck.
Well, shit, that's going to be all summer.
Ideally not. No. Listen, Debbie Downer, shut up. Do we have Raj on? Awesome. Raj, good morning, buddy. Help me.
I'm trying to help myself, and I'm trying to help the fans. Because, quite frankly, look, the thing is that what I struggle with is I have to walk that fine line of being sane and being rage out. But here we are a month ago. Tiger fans are praising Al Avila for addressing everything through the free agency, and you pick up a trade in Austin Meadows, everything's fine. Now the torches are burned, and I already know this is in the chat already that people think we're talking too much baseball. I mean, it is baseball season. I understand it's NFL draft season too, and I'm realistic. The Detroit Lions are king in this town, but the complaint about the rotation, rotation, you're not really paying attention. The Tigers are doing everything they can. I mean, in terms of the rotation, it is what it is, and they needed to do a little bit more in the offseason, but I can't play Captain Hindsight either. And so the fact that they're able to go into their farm system and get arms to come up, that's something that doesn't happen very often. So that's one positive about it. But when you look at strike zones, you see Johnson Scope missing down the middle, I got no explanation for you. It defines science.
I don't know, Raj. I'm looking at this baseball team, and if I were to tell you before the season started that they would have a top 3 bullpen statistically, they would have, I would say, above average, even quality starting pitching, you would look me in my eyes and tell me, Adam, they're going to compete for the Central. And we're sitting here, this team can't even score 2 runs a game.
In Oakland, even yesterday when I saw Blackburn's whip was under 1, I just thought to myself, this is going to be one of those games where the Tigers always seem to struggle against a pitcher that no one's ever heard of, and they just couldn't do anything. And last night, there was a couple, there's fans on saying, well, the Tigers are not showing passion and they're not showing any type of sense of urgency. Baez and A.J. Hinch certainly showed that in the knife last night because, it was a little bit of the show last night, but in terms of the offensive numbers, their ISO, which is total power, is under 100, Adam. And Johnson Scope is actually down almost 30 points from last year, a full 100 in slugging percentage from last year. So it's a combination of things that people talk about bringing up Cody Clemens. Great. All right. See what he can do. But at the same time, I think whatever answers are out there, it's not the warmer weather thing. You can't use that as an excuse anymore. It was, 70 degrees at game time yesterday, and you got 4 hits.
It's pathetic. It's beyond pathetic. And at this point, Raj, I'm coping mentally with what the Tigers are. They're an 8-20 baseball team. I don't believe they're that bad, but that's the disappointing and frustrating part is they're actually not playing that bad. in every aspect of the game except obviously one of the most important, which is hitting the baseball. I don't have a solution. I thought maybe you send down the entire team and call up the entire AA and AAA team and see if they can get some hits together. But this is ridiculous. Now, early on in the year, it was, will the starting pitching give you quality innings? The bullpen looks solid. And then it became, you're getting quality starts out of your pitching every single day. And the bullpen does a pretty damn decent job. And you're stuck at 0 for the entire game. What are we doing, Raj?
Adam, I really, you can tell yesterday before the game when Hinch was talking to the media that they're looking at everything they can do on the current team right now. I know yesterday there was a lot of flack on Twitter about Willie Castro starting on Wednesday, but who else? I'm sorry, like, what other solution is there?
I could bet 100 in the majors. I'm pretty confident.
You're pretty confident about that?
Okay, maybe not 100, probably like 0.085.
Get that flare single to the left or something.
I could get a hit every 12, 13 at bats, I think.
All right. I mean,
mighty confident.
The one thing, that is, Adam, I appreciate the confidence. And, look, I mean,
I'm
your mom's
just saying.
a fighter.
God damn it, we suck. That's the point.
Look, your mom's a fighter, and you're a fighter. So, like, you can be like, screw it. I'm gonna bum my way on. I'll use my speed. Here we go.
I don't know about the speed, but again, look, these are professional hitters. And when your job day in and day out is to take BP, hit the baseball, and you cannot even you can't amass more than 4 hits a game. I don't know how this team recovers, Raj. That's my concern. Forget the record. The bats don't just suddenly click and it stays that way for the rest of the year. This is a team that's not struggling, in my opinion, for confidence. It's a team that's struggling with talent hitting the baseball.
What's interesting is that Fangraphs just released an article about barrel percentage and barreling up the ball, and the Tigers are among one of the worst teams in baseball doing that. Their hard hit contact's significantly down too. So it's a combination. It's really the fact that they're not hitting with power whatsoever, period. I mean, they had 10 or 11, they had 10, 11, they had double-digit hits in 2 of the 4 games against Houston, but just couldn't get the power over to get these guys to score home. So I think if the Tigers if they have to do some sort of shakeup, they have a plethora of arms in their farm system that can trade to get a possible infielder. So I think right now they were just a bat, period. It doesn't matter. But yeah, when you're among the league leader lows in barrels and not hitting with power, you're going to struggle.
Raj, they averaged 2.7 runs a game. 2.7. I don't have words for that. I'm trying again to cope with it this morning, but
last year around the same time they had close to 30 home runs, and they were around the same record. But it was the opposite. It was the starting pitching. It was the bullpen. So Adam, during these post game shows and writing these articles, I want to rage out, but it just blows my mind. Logically, if you look at it, all points of view, if you look at this team on paper, it is significantly better. But
I was one of the druggies, Rahilio. I'm one of the problems. I said this is a team that's contending hell, winning the Central. I was one of those people back in December.
I wasn't drinking that Tiger Orange Kool-Aid. I mean, I knew that the Tigers.
I don't call it Kool-Aid. In my opinion, Raj, they have a top 30 manager. They had just come off a 70-plus win season. In a season I didn't expect them to win more than 55, 60 games. They completely revamped the roster, add 3 solid bats, some pitching. They call up some youngsters. You're thinking to yourself, all right, well, if they were 73 wins last year, I'm expecting 77, 78, hell, even 80, 82. And they're lucky to get 60 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I put, after the Meadows, they went from 79 to 81. I thought they at least finished near or over 5, or just right around 500. But at this point, too, if you're looking for a shakeup for the minor leagues right now, outside of Cody Clemens, it looks a little bleak on that end too. So as far as positional talent goes, and Tiger fans either have to wait it out or some changes might have to occur. But
even if they wait it out, they win 15 of the next 20 game, Raj. They're still what? They would be 23 and 25. 15 of the next 20 they could win, and they'd still be under 500.
And look who they have next. They have Baltimore, but Baltimore has actually been winning as of late. They're actually ahead of Boston in the AL East. So take that for whatever that's worth. And then you got to go to Tampa and then Cleveland. Good luck.
Yeah, Raj, I'll give you my address. Come pick me up, and we'll head down to the Ambassador Bridge. What do you think?
Look, as long as you push me first, I think we'll be fine.
I was thinking we could hold hands and just do it, but that's fine.
Oh, okay.
This is so frustrating. I have never been so... even last year. Well, actually, no, I wasn't around last year when the Tigers were playing the season. I wasn't even doing a show. So I didn't even get a chance. And even then, though, my feelings back last season were, okay, like, this is pretty impressive. They look pretty solid. And then you, again, add multiple bats, multiple pitching staff, or, upgrade your pitching staff. Rogelio, I'll say this. I don't believe there's a way to recover from an 8-20 start. We've seen magical runs before. I just don't see where this team is going to get their magic from. Spencer Torkelson is leading the team in home runs with 3. They've only hit 11 on the year.
I'm just going to say this. I mean, all jokes aside, I think the Tigers, they'll be able to make it salvageable. Will they be over 500 to make the playoffs? Absolutely not at this point. Stranger things have happened, but I think the Tigers will make it much more entertaining. That's the only thing I can tell you, because you look like I said, you look around the clubhouse, you talk to the team. It's not like they're doing the same things. They're doing the same batting practice, but I think hopefully by the end of the month, they will be able to be, if they're over at least or close to 500 in terms of the month record. So if they have a winning month, I'll make it entertaining. But right now they're 1-7 to start the month, so they really have to kind of, as you said earlier, win 15 in a row to even make it salvageable. But I think this team is going to get entertaining, and that's the only thing I could really say, because
they better, because I'm starting to lose my mind.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, it's like I said, the tone down there is kind of, they're trying to keep themselves relaxed. They're trying not to, and I will give credit to AJ Hinch for keeping that clubhouse loose and trying to keep it as calm as possible.
Yeah, I don't think they need calm right now, Raj. I think they need a Jim Leland type manager. I think they need somebody, probably me, to walk in there with a baseball bat, and I'll show them how to make contact with their heads.
Well, I'll just say this. You could just say this. It's not lost upon Hinch who's not hitting, and that's all I'm going to say. So it's just, we'll leave it at that.
All right, fair enough. Well, Raj, thanks for hopping on this morning. Last second notice. Really appreciate it, buddy.
No problem, guys. Thanks again.
Take care.
Go Tigers.
Yep. Fish, we don't say that here. Enough of that crap. Unbelievable. Yeah, hey, here we are. And we're going to move on. We'll get to the top of the hour. We got a whole nother show planned. By the way, new segment coming up at 9 o'clock. Top of the hour. It's called Your Voice, Your Opinion.
Oh.
I'm strictly taking calls for this entire segment.
Wow.
And I don't want to have a conversation with you. I want you to make your point and shut the hell up. If that makes sense. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah,
if it's worthy of a conversation, we'll definitely have one. But my point is, call in with your opinion. It can be bold, doesn't matter. Something you feel very strongly about. And I want you to share it with me and Maddie and Fish this morning.
Oh, you're nice.
So go ahead and call 313-552-6322. That's 313-552-6322. And we'll be taking your call shortly. But before we do, Maddie, could you tell everybody what's going on over at Big Boy?
Y'all know I love to talk about food, and the Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. They brought back some of the classic breakfast items like strawberry French toast, hotcakes, and waffles. But if you're not feeling breakfast, don't worry. You can try out their new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. It's the perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget, they have a strawberry pie for dessert as well for only $1.99 with a purchase of $7.99. So check it out at Big Boy.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Guys, you know who to call if you want to be safe. It's Guardian Alarm. They keep you safe and give you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what's important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That's right, you heard Fish. 1-800-STAY-OUT right now and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Everyone.
All right, guys,
Wow.
welcome back. Should be fun. Maddie, you brought up something very interesting
Yes, I
during
did.
the break. I'm all ears. As we wait for calls to get in, and Fish will screen them. Talk to me about Michigan.
Yes.
What exactly is going on?
So there was a map that was posted on Twitter, and it was a list of schools for each state of where tuition isn't worth it.
Isn't worth it.
Isn't.
So, like, it's not a good thing.
Right. So, like, your tuition's too high, your school's not that good type thing.
Interesting. And how was that voted on?
I don't know. I don't care.
Just random people?
All I saw was the map, and I said, oh, interesting. So the school from Michigan was Michigan.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, I mean, it is the most expensive school in the state.
It is.
So that doesn't surprise me, right? And what do you, if you go to Michigan to be like a social arts major, I don't know, a science major, what exactly are you doing in your career that's going to like compensate for that much student debt? That's the problem.
Exactly.
Call me crazy. I'm one of those
Okay.
people that doesn't believe in free student or free college.
I mean,
Not because I don't think it's important. I think it's one, extremely difficult to pull off in the United States because of the amount of people we have here. And number two, how do you go about separating now the worth of a university, right?
Mhm.
Unfortunately, this is why it's so messed up, is certain universities have a higher pull, right? And they carry more weight on your resume, which I think is stupid, by the way. Somebody that didn't go to college.
It is stupid.
I think it's very stupid. I just don't know what the financial solution is to giving free, affordable college to everybody. Affordable, maybe, not free. Free. Who's going to pay for it?
no one.
Maybe our government, but that's a whole. I don't want to get into that right now.
Yeah, that's a whole other.
Fish, we got a caller, buddy. Who am I talking to?
All right, you're talking to Scott from Lapeer, Michigan.
Scott from Lapeer. All right,
Detroit
Scott.
Sports.
All right, Scott. You're on this morning with myself and Maddie. It's your voice, your opinion. What do you got for us this morning?
Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Maddie. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Can't complain.
Nice. Wanted to talk about all the sports teams earlier. The Red Wings are getting there. They got a few more pieces they need, like a left wing and maybe another defenseman, probably a goalie. Not a huge hockey fan. I mainly want to talk about the football.
Okay.
The Michigan Wolverines, I believe they're going to be on the right path, but in the next 2, maybe 3 years, I would like to see a new head coach.
Wow, okay, interesting.
I love Jim Harbaugh. I'm a Michigan man through and through. I just, he's gotten us to one Big Ten championship. and I would like to see more.
Yeah, you know what? Look, it's not the worst mindset. I like having high expectations. I love that for individuals and fans especially. When it comes to Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, I feel like this is now a reset moment, because now that he's delivered the Big Ten title, Scott, you're looking at it in a way where, all right, he's probably sticking around. I don't think an NFL job is coming anytime soon. And the reality is it's Ohio State, Michigan State, but Michigan State's catching up in terms of recruiting and really national presence very quickly, and I believe they will catch up to Michigan in the next 2-3 years. Given Mel Tucker's just such an amazing human, I think he can out-recruit almost anybody in the country. What I would say about Jim Harbaugh's future is he needs to make the right decision at quarterback this year. In my opinion, and I would love to know yours, it's not Cade McNamara, it's J.J. McCarthy, unless he's injured. What do you think?
I would like to see more J.J. McCarthy on the sideline. I would like to see the other QB a little bit more. But I love the dynamic that Jim Harbaugh has thrown in there about, I can't throw it with this quarterback, but I can run it with you against you with this quarterback. I love that aspect.
Fair enough. Well, Scott, I do appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Definitely call back in anytime. We'll be doing this every Tuesday when Terry's not in. So I'll take as many callers as I can. Fish, on to the next one. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
No, we don't have anyone yet.
Oh, way to go, buddy. You gave me a signal that there was somebody on the line.
I didn't give you any signal.
I just hung up on the dude for no reason.
I didn't give you a signal. What did I give you?
Whatever, Fish.
How dare you?
God damn it.
I'll take blame for that.
I will say, Jerry Benson in the chat says, France gives free college along with Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Go figure out the population. Give me the sum of all 4 of those countries.
There's a bunch of European countries that do that. It's like a big thing over there.
Yeah, again, I haven't invested much time in politics in a long time. Maybe that's irresponsible of me, but what I will say is I believe there is a way. I just don't believe nobody is brought to the table how. Everybody talks about wanting something. Nobody's shown me how. How do we do this? What are you going to cut spending on? Where are you going to allocate funds to? How are you going to pay for all this? That's the thing. And then universities, you can't charge as much as you want for tuitions and moving forward, right? That's a whole nother thing. I don't know, guys. I really don't. Maddie, did you just put in the wrong number?
My bad.
God help me. 53 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there.
We'll be
Do you
fine.
expect anything
God
less from
damn
me?
it, Maddie. God damn it.
I put in the right one after.
Fitch, you're super familiar with everybody and everything going on overseas.
Okay.
All right? Free tuition. Possible or impossible here in the United States?
I mean, that's what Biden basically campaigned on. He campaigned on free college. Or not college, but just free school tuition. So, is it possible? Not really. Just because our system in America is so different and the parties clash with each other. So they're never going to get past the Senate or the House. That's the problem. So, probably not.
Again, I haven't seen... Everybody talks about it. That's my problem. Somebody just tell me how it actually gets done and how it gets paid for. There's no such thing as you just give things away for free. Teachers need to get paid. Professors need to be paid. Janitorial positions need to be paid. The building costs, maintenance, there's recruiting, it's a whole thing. Somebody tell me how that's free. Someone's gonna have to pay for it. Cool. Who?
Well, it's gonna be taxpayers, but what they do
Taxes
is they make
are
it
already pretty damn high.
yeah,
in
but
this
they
country.
make it sneaky where they're like, oh, you're not gonna have to pay for it, and they throw it in randomly.
Of course.
Well, I like this comment. YouTube is basically an online university if you know what you're doing.
Hey, honestly, that's an underrated comment.
It's so fair.
That really is an underrated comment. Paying through taxes means I'm paying for everyone's college for the rest of my life, essentially. So, again, you're always going to end up paying it. So, let's say you go through college for free. All right, cool. You get a job. Your taxes are higher than before. It's tricky, right? I mean, my brother's somebody that attended all the way through undergrad and his master's. And now he's going for his PhD. And to me, that's insane. I could barely get out of high school. And not that, like, from an educational standpoint, but, like, I hated school. That was insane to me. But like I said, everybody, 313-552-6322. We'll see what happens with this whole college thing. I could care less right now. I'm going to move on from it. To bring up Scott's point earlier about Jim Harbaugh, I would have expected that comment 2 years ago, hell, even before the season started. After they won the Big Ten and got to a college football playoff, and they beat Ohio State, that's a bit much for me. I would agree you want to see more from Jim moving forward. You don't want to wait another 7 years to get a Big Ten title out of Jim Harbaugh. I agree with that. What I would say is in the next 2 to 3 years, Michigan should compete every year for the Big Ten title. Not they go into the final game of the year and there's no chance. No. When you show up in Columbus or you're hosting Ohio State, you should be competing for the Big Ten title. That game should hold all the meaning in the world in terms of your football season. So I think that's fair to expect from Jim Harbaugh. Fish, who do we have on the line, buddy?
Troy from Pennsylvania wants to talk about the Chris Paul incident on, I believe it was Saturday.
All right.
All
right, you're on this morning. What's up, Pennsylvania?
What's going on?
What's up, man? How are you?
The whole thing with Chris Paul and that, like with the kids.
Yep.
I mean, this whole country, don't have the respect they used to have. But I can tell you, like, when I was a kid, okay, and I mean, I know it's not like a popular thing, but like, I can count on one hand the times that I got beat as a kid. But when I got in trouble and I did something wrong, I got beat. Okay? And that's what's wrong. So people should beat their kids when they do something bad. But if they only do it a couple times, then you're going to see that, these kids are going to have respect and stuff like that. I mean, they shouldn't be, like, abusing them. I mean, getting smacked with a belt here or there, it makes the kid wake up.
I'm old-fashioned. I'm not going to disagree because, look, I was disciplined. That's the word I used. I was a very disciplined kid. I had a lot of respect for everybody around me. I respected people's privacy. Obviously, respect your elders. Never talked back to a teacher. Like, that wasn't a thing, right? And I'm against hitting in the face. I think that's, like, extremely... Yeah, that's, like, for me, that's a big no as a parent. And I learned that really from my mom because that was like a big thing in our house. Like you could hit me on the hand. You could give me soap if I had a bad mouth. Like there's so many ways to go about disciplining a kid. But yeah.
There's one sentence for that.
Go ahead.
Some people weren't disciplined as a kid and it shows.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that kid that was there, he obviously was never spanked, smacked, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, with that haircut, for sure.
Even 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, you wouldn't have never seen something like that because, like, I can tell you a story, okay? I went out and I used to go out drinking, and one time maybe I wasn't being responsible, and I got pulled over, and luckily I was responsible enough that I wasn't over the legal limit. But I wasn't worried about going to jail. I wasn't worried about any of that. I was worried about what my mom was going to do to me when I got home.
Yeah, that's again, we live in such a different world. I don't know what the drop-off point was between that because it used to be you were more concerned about the discipline you were getting at home, and that wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It kept you in check. It kept you in line. And I'm a big believer in disciplining your kids. And again, it doesn't have to be physical abuse, but you cannot. I see a lot of parents, and hell, even some parents are friends of mine, that get pushed over by their 6-year-olds, like completely pushed over. That is insane to me. That is insane. So yeah, if that was my kid pushing or trying to hug Chris Paul's mom, I would have backhanded the hell out of him. I'm sorry, you cut off a little bit.
No, I just laughed because I mean that's how it would be.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. Out in Pennsylvania, man. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yep. Maddie, I don't know if you were disciplined as a kid.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So, like, I think it's a good thing. I think there's certain limits you can't cross, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there has to be that respect. between the child and the parent, and that's only given when you're consistent as a parent. Like, this is like the saying I always use. Like, if I'm irresponsible as an adult and I don't brush my teeth, how the hell should I expect my kid to brush his teeth or her teeth? How?
You have to also remember I had 3 brothers, so I was just, it was physical.
Interesting. Yeah, you know what?
It's a tough line.
This isn't like an old versus new generation. Every generation adapts, and they become a lot different than the previous one. My parents are different than their parents and how they were raised. It's like a whole different thing, and how they raised us was different, and I'll raise my kids differently because times change. You have to adapt with the times. I think it's super interesting. We need to head to break. When we get back, we are going to discuss whether or not I will have any patience moving forward, not only with the Tigers, but with the Pistons in the offseason. Reportedly, they want to sign and keep Marvin Bagley to a long-term deal. How much? We'll have to talk about that next. But before we do, I need to tell you about MyBookie, the place you should be placing all of your bets moving forward in the NBA and NHL playoffs. Now that the NBA and NHL playoffs are underway, it is time for you to bet on your favorite teams, or if you don't even like any of them, make some money on them. Visit mybookie.com, sign up using code Woodward, and they'll match your first deposit. Again, that's code Woodward when you sign up on MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please call the Gambling Problem Hotline at 1-800-270-7117.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Adam, are you going to be okay today?
I'm working on it. It's definitely a slow morning. Not much news out there, so we're making our way through the day. It is a Tuesday.
I do have a topic if you need it, and it's kind of related to the NBA, actually.
I'm all ears.
Uh-oh.
You know who Pablo Ventura is?
Who?
Pablo Ventura. He's like an up-and-coming draft from college. You don't know who he is?
Banchero?
Yeah, Banchero, whatever
From
his name
Duke?
is. Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Continue.
Well, I don't know if you guys watched F1 in Miami this weekend. It was a big deal. Wow.
Formula 1?
Big deal. Formula 1 in Miami this weekend. And they were interviewing people on the grid, and he was there. And, people have a lot of beef with the interviewer because he thought it was Patrick Mahomes he was interviewing.
I mean, he kind of looks like
it turns out not to be.
I did see that video.
Yeah. The beef I have, it's pretty simple. It's ESPN's fault for taking the British feed. Like, how stupid do you have to be? We're all blaming the interviewer, Martin Brundle. But blame ESPN for not paying money to have their actual people on the ground in Miami. Like, are we that stupid? Is that...
Fish, like Maddie said earlier, you can't fix stupid. I'm not sure.
I want to try to fix stupid people.
You can, buddy. Believe me, I try every day. Maddie, what do we got?
Oh,
never mind then. I got it. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something.
No,
I
it's
apologize.
okay.
No. All right. So the point is, moving on. Moving forward. The Pistons are looking into possibly securing a long-term deal for Bagley. I think it's a good move. How much is beyond me. I don't think that's necessarily important. I don't think they're going to overpay. And in the NBA, it's kind of difficult to overpay for players anyways. Because, again, it's a 12-man roster. You got 12 spots on the team. 3 star players usually on the very good teams. Typically 2 on solid teams and then 1 on just average teams. You can afford on a rookie deal with Cade, Sadiq, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes to have a Marvin Bagley slightly overpaid, to trade a Jeremy Grant and bring in possibly another player or a pick. I don't see the Pistons having any cap issues. I don't see them having any cap issues moving forward. So what I would say to that is they should do whatever it takes to keep Marvin Bagley, because you saw just how good Cade Cunningham was when Marvin Bagley was on the court. His 22-5-5 rookie month, where he didn't even win Rookie of the Month, by the way. Rookie year, 22-5-5. The first player since Michael Jordan to do that. And the only player to do that since Michael Jordan. Marvin Bagley was a big part of it. And really, when that trade went down and he was brought to the team, that pick and roll dynamic was immediately impactful. And that was actually the beginning of the Pistons, I believe, going on a streak of 19 or 20 games where they covered the spread. Now, for those of you that don't bet, what covering the spread means is if you are favored by 3 points, you win by more than 3 points. If you are an underdog by, let's say, 7.5 points, that means you either lose by 7 or less points, or you win the game. It doesn't matter at that point. So either you win or you just lose by less than the number equated. And the Pistons were able to do that for almost, I believe, 20 straight games. Could be more. And a big part of that was the Marvin Bagley deal, the pick and roll with Cade Cunningham, the team really picking up steam, and obviously Cade Cunningham, in front of all of your eyes, developing into an all-star caliber player. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I would do whatever it takes, Maddie, to keep Marvin Bagley. I don't even think that's a discussion.
No, I don't think that's a question either. I really enjoyed him and his time with the Pistons this year. I got to watch him play a couple times, and the connection between him and Cade is magical, if you ask me. I loved it. I think he's an amazing addition to the Pistons, and I would absolutely do anything we needed to do to keep him on the team, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I do want to segue real quickly. What time do we have to go to break? 27? So I got a few minutes. I want to revisit the Tigers. They're 8-20, okay? They suck. We all understand. 9.5 games out of the Central with the Twins. Can they recover? Anybody in the chat believe they can recover?
Yeah, they can recover. They did last year.
And win the division?
Oh, they could. AL Central's wide open.
I don't see that. They're 9.5 games out.
Well, it's baseball. They can win. They can get like 25 games in June and 26 in July. It's
that doesn't mean everybody else stops winning.
That means they'd win every game. No.
You never know. They did last year. They had a good stretch in
they had
June,
winning
July,
months,
August.
But that would be like relying on everybody else to lose every single game.
They're not in
forward.
control of their future. But again, if they win 15 of the next 20, I'm open to having a conversation that they could contend. But by the time they're 23 and 25. That's 48 games in. By the time they're 48 games in, what are the Twins going to be? Because they're 19 and 11 right now.
Right.
So if they go 10 and 10, well, they're 29 and 21. So you picked up a few games on them, 4 or 5 games. I find it difficult to believe. I truly believe the season's over. They're not going to be a wild card team that's going to an AL East team. So you can kiss that goodbye. That's not going to happen.
They need to drink some of Mike's special stuff or something. I don't know.
Mike's special stuff? Who the hell is that? Gentry?
From Space Jam? The secret sauce?
Adam's clueless.
When did Michael Jordan ever drink secret sauce in Space Jam?
Are you serious?
You probably didn't watch. Did you watch Space Jam?
Of course I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember.
It's okay.
You serious?
I'm dead serious.
I thought like Bugs Bunny dies, not dies, but like you know things.
What
things
Space Jam are you watching?
So Bugs Bunny is kind of like I could have sworn this is how I remember the movie as a kid. Like I don't know. Like
are you sure you're not thinking of the new one with LeBron James?
No, I'm not seeing that crap.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
So Bugs Bunny doesn't die.
No.
He doesn't like almost die and then like they recover and they win. Oh, Lola's the one that wins it for them, doesn't she?
In the original.
In the original, she wins it, correct? All right. See, I remember a little bit.
Oh my god.
It may not all be factual. I could have sworn that's how the movie went down. I don't remember him drinking anything. What was it, Gatorade?
It was water.
Oh, and the pig and piggy. Yeah, I got it now. I remember. It's all coming. It's all clicking now. Guys, I'm sorry. My head's not with me. I have a million things going on in my mind.
Well,
Mike's secret drink.
they
I didn't even know.
They can either drink that or do steroids. I don't know. They gotta do something though.
They got to do something. The Tigers could use steroids
I won't
right
tell.
now. The Tigers could use steroids.
I won't tell.
Yeah, tough morning. It's really been a tough few weeks now for the Tigers. Moving forward, I don't know what to tell you guys where you're going to feel, or not even feel, believe that there is something to look forward to. Why? Are you going to win 15 of the next 20? I don't think so. Neither do you. Cool. All right, you go 10-10 over the next 20 games. 500 record. Hell, 12-8. Cool. You're 20-28. You're still 8 games under 500. It's not insurmountable, but it's just not how the teams that make it to the playoffs and win their division start. It's just not how it works. And I don't see the Tigers being able to recover. I would love to be wrong. I do believe the season is over for the Tigers in terms of aspirations for the Central. Now what's very important for this team is to look respectable, have multiple consecutive winning months, and let me see the kids actually play well. Torkelson should not be batting under 200. He needs to be around 260, 270 his rookie year, in my opinion. 243, 245 would be acceptable. One out of every four at bats he gets a hit. Fine, I can deal with that. Rookie year, but this is
Do we have any
bad
ETA
baseball.
when Riley Green comes back?
Fractured his his foot.
Not that he
Or
comes
is-
back and it changes the
He's
game
out
for the Tigers.
he's out for
but
months when the original injury happened.
Yeah.
So I would put my money on July-ish,
Okay.
early July, late June maybe. That'd be my bet. But beyond
maybe
the point,
he comes back and he hits.
yeah,
and
he can hit
it-
50 home runs. It's
but
not
maybe
saving his team.
like will trigger something. I don't
No,
know. I'm
not
trying
relying-
to be
I'm
optimistic.
not relying on a
maybe,
rookie.
Maybe they just need to go to Planet Fitness.
They probably do. They need to get in shape. They need to learn how to hit the damn baseball. And there's no better way to get in shape to hit a damn baseball than at Planet Fitness. Sign up for Planet Fitness today. $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Obviously, your home of the Woodward Sports Studios is brought to you by Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of the Woodward Sports Network. Make sure you sign up today. You won't regret it. As somebody that went to the gym this morning, of course I have to go to Planet Fitness. It's very important that I get my mental and physical health correct, and I expect all of you and encourage all of you to do the same. Check them out. That's Planet Fitness. Visit them at planetfitness.com or one of their many Metro Detroit locations.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
The official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. We support this local Detroit business, and we are excited to show you our latest project, the Planet Fitness Studio from Sticker Genius. If you need custom stickers, wall graphics, window graphics, and plenty more, reach out to our friends at Sticker Genius. We at Woodward Sports couldn't be any happier with the service they provided us. They were quick, easy to deal with, and super professional. Head to stickergenius.com today.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Guys, our friends at Alto Equipment know that when it comes time to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alto Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rents has you covered. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there's nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Joined again by Jeff Iafredi. Jeff, I brought up Marvin Bagley not too long ago. I think it's a very important conversation to have. I do want to have it with you. Moving forward, strategy going ahead into the draft, we can get to that. The lottery will be in a few weeks, by the way. That's coming up pretty soon, actually.
Week. It's close.
Marvin Bagley, I don't think you can, quote-unquote, overpay for him. You got to pay him, whatever it takes, in my opinion.
No, you're right. I mean, they got to find a way to retain him. I think an ideally situation is the Pistons to get him for 3 years, $30 million or around that ballpark, and that's not really overpaying in my opinion for Marvin Bagley. I mean, he's shown this year, and you brought it up on the show already. Him and Cade. I mean, he brought a dynamic to this team they didn't have before, a lob threat, somebody at least more offense. They were lacking a whole lot of that this year. But again, you're not keeping Marvin to be a. Because, listen, you don't know what they're going to do in the draft. The lottery's coming up. You don't know where they're going to be selecting. You don't even know what position they're going to be taking. But the fact of the matter is, Troy Weaver said one thing in his press conference that stood out to me the most. He said, we need talent. Marvin Bagley qualifies. He's in that ballpark. So if they can get him back, I mean, if you're paying him $8 to $11 million, I think that's a good deal for Marvin Bagley, especially. I mean, considering what he did in Detroit. So I love him.
Am I wrong to say what I saw in Jaren Jackson last night is what I could expect to see in the future from Marvin Bagley with the Detroit Pistons? Maybe not as ball dominant, though?
I think defensively, no. Because I just think Jaren is in a different... I mean, he's leading the playoffs in blocks. So I don't know if Marvin, which I would love for him to bring that defensive, prowess. I think what he brings is offense. I mean, who knows if he'll even start next season, but one thing I know is Marvin's going to come in and bring offense, and that's the thing I love most about Marvin. Go out. He started a lot of games, a couple games for Isaiah Stewart at center, but again, I think that's kind of where his knock is his defensive side of the ball. So I wouldn't make the Jaren Jackson comparison. I think offensively you're onto something, but if he can be what Jaren Jackson is defensively, Adam, he deserves a start. Absolutely.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't focus more on the defensive side. It's his value to Cade Cunningham.
Okay.
Cade needs somebody to run the pick and roll with. And I think Marvin Bagley showed when he first came to Detroit midseason how important he was. And it really fits the timeline when Cade really took off. Are they going to be able to address somebody like that in the draft? We won't know till the pick comes in, till the lottery is announced. Because that'll dictate, in my opinion, what they're going to do. I don't expect them to sign a single player until they know when they're drafting. If they fall out of the top five, that could change everything.
Oh, absolutely. It depends. I mean, if you land in that top three, you got your Paulo, which I heard the Paulo thing. I can't believe you could mistake him for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the guy's 6'11", but...
Okay, but they're British, and he didn't think any basketball players would be there because this is off season.
All right, I'll give him a pass. But with the top, if you land a top three pick, you get Paulo, Chet, or Jabari. I think you're obviously it's more positive. Now, if you slip farther down, you're going to look at the guards. You're going to look at Shaedon Sharpe, Ben Mathurin, Jaden Ivey, even Keegan Murray. So you're absolutely right, Adam. I mean, whatever they do in free agency, and me and Sean talk about this, it's based on where they land in the lottery. So that's spot on. Because people talk about signing this player. I just tell everyone, pump the brakes. Oh, God. Okay. Now you're going to get me fired up here. So me and Sean had this conversation. Sean doesn't see too much of an issue with it. This is where I see an issue with it. And we talked about this with Terry Foster. I get adding talent to this team. But with Jalen Brunson, I just don't see, and I don't think he's playing well in the playoffs. And when you play well in the playoffs, Adam, you command the bag. And then, listen, rightfully so. Go get your money. I just don't. Hopefully, and I have trust in Troy Weaver. I don't think he's going to overpay for Jalen Brunson. And Terry brought up you got to overpay for guys that come to Detroit. I don't care. I don't want to overpay for Jalen Brunson because I
don't believe in that stigma. By the way, I hate that. I'm going to fight Terry tomorrow when I see him. Oh, why would they want to come to Detroit? Like, if it's a good operation and the money's there, they'll come to Detroit. If you have a winning situation, they'll come to Detroit.
Absolutely. And that's what I look at. I mean, in NBA, we talk about this. If you have a star player like Cade, that's why people want to come to your team. Luka Doncic in Dallas. I mean, that is what attracts people. Look at Milwaukee. Who in their right mind wants to move to Milwaukee if Giannis isn't there?
Nobody.
Okay, so it's all about the player, and we have Cade, so that's the positive.
What I'll say is I don't like you walking into the studio with your hat on. I think it offends everybody who doesn't have hair. What's up, Fish?
You want NFL schedule breaking news?
All right, go for it.
The official schedule, of course, comes out Thursday, but as you know, the world of social media, leaks happen. There is going to be Christmas Day football this year, And it is, ready? Rams.
Wait. Can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Who is
Well,
it?
yeah, I basically gave it away. I guess he's.
Oh, you said Rams? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Rams. Who would they pair up the Rams? Oh, right. AFC or NFC matchup?
AFC.
All right, so somebody in the AFC. They're playing the AFC West. If I were to put my money on it, I'd say the Broncos because of Russell Wilson.
Ding, ding, ding. So Rams Broncos. It's on CBS
Let's go.
and it's on CBS and Nickelodeon.
I'm out here putting in work. I'm not. I do not support the Nickelodeon broadcast.
Why you don't like Mitch Trubisky win MVP of the?
Hate that. The dumbest thing
Hey,
ever.
MVP, Nickelodeon
I
valuable
hate
player
it.
or whatever.
As an
Slime.
avid football supporter, absolutely not. We'll never turn on the Nickelodeon broadcast. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. You can tell me all the kid this, kid that. Good for you. I'm not a kid. Not my thing.
SpongeBob is the goalpost?
Huh?
SpongeBob is the field goal?
Yeah, I can. And then
Yeah.
Patrick's tongue comes out of the middle of the field. I don't know, man.
It just takes, it takes a little bit of that, you
Not a
watch
little bit. It
football.
takes everything away from what football is. I'm not
Yeah,
interested. You want to show it to my kids? Cool. I'll kick my kids out of the living room. I'm watching football the way it's supposed to be watched, in my opinion.
We have a Detroit Lions Thanksgiving rumor. You ready for this?
A rumor or is it leaked?
No, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Can I take a guess at this one too?
Sure.
Division opponent?
AFC.
AFC.
Yes.
And they are playing the AFC West this year.
No, they're playing the South.
Are they playing the South? No, they're playing the AFC West.
Yeah, I think they're playing the South.
One team from the South, but they're playing the entire AFC West.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Somebody help
Yeah,
me
they
here.
didn't play the FC West last year, so.
Okay, anyways, the point is, I'm going to say they're going to play the, Jaguars?
Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
That's not the AFC South, ass.
What is it?
It's the AFC East.
East,
God
South.
damn it,
They're in
Fish.
the South.
He was in the ballpark.
Man, the Dolphins and Lions on Thanksgiving, that doesn't sound
It sounds
right.
weird.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
prefer the divisional matchups always on Thanksgiving. I think
Always.
those are the best.
Well, they don't really do much on Thanksgiving.
What do you mean? It's usually the Bears. It's usually the Packers.
Well, 2 years ago they had the Texans.
Sometimes the Cowboys.
I would have taken anyone in the NFC North.
Cowboys, they have their own
Just because,
Thanksgiving
of the,
game.
like you said, the matchup.
Miami's an interesting matchup.
The Bills are another one that's thrown out there too. Bills Lions on Thanksgiving.
Speaking of, you know what, Jeff? While I have you here for a minute, speaking of the Lions' schedule, that's going to be interesting because they have the NFC East with the Cowboys, Commanders, Eagles, etc. They do play the AFC East, by the way, not the West. I was mistaken. They do play the AFC East, which is the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Those are all good teams. That is interesting. They play the Jaguars, like I said, from the AFC South, and the team outside of the NFC would be the Carolina Panthers, or excuse me, the Seattle Seahawks. So they've got favorable matchups. We need to take a quick break. When we get back, I do want to go over the schedule with you, Jeff, if you want to stick around.
Oh, I'm down.
And then we'll get into mailbag. But before we do, I need to tell you about our good friends over at Gypsy Vodka. Gypsy Vodka, Michigan's vodka, gluten-free, corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water. Check them out at gypsyvodka.com. Check them out on social media at Gypsy Vodka. Ask for this beautiful bottle by the name of Gypsy. And as always, do drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
If you want to have this nice bronze glow like I do, head on over to Chili Peppers Tanning. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals on unlimited tanning. They'll even beat their competitors by $5. Chili Peppers, they've got the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers Tan!
There you go, Fish. I love that you love the commercial. It's an awesome song.
It is a good commercial.
We're joined by Jeff this morning. Thanks, Jeff, for sticking around. Lions schedule. I'm going to read off teams.
Okay.
All right. Doesn't matter home or away. Forget everything. Just talk to me about the teams. Win or loss, okay? Let's just run through the schedule.
Let's do it.
Washington Commanders.
Okay. I think we can win that.
Okay.
Give me a
Chicago
win.
Bears.
Win.
Both games are split. Let's go in order.
Yeah, go in order. So we're 2-0.
So at Soldier Field.
Oh, okay. I'll still say win.
Really?
At
Okay.
the Bears. 2-0.
At Dallas.
2-1.
All right. Home to Green Bay.
Home. We're in Ford Field?
Yep.
You said, okay. Part of me wants to say win, but the reality is probably 2-2.
All right. Home to Minnesota.
My God. Minnesota's a good team. I mean, I'm gonna say another loss, 2-3.
All right. Philadelphia. At home.
3-3.
Home to Buffalo.
Oh, 3-4.
Home to Miami.
3-5.
Really?
Yeah.
Away to Green Bay.
Give me that one. 4-5.
Really?
Yeah. We'll steal one from Green Bay.
Away to Minnesota.
4-6. I think Minnesota's just that good, man. I don't know.
Away to New England.
You know what? There's part of me that wants to say we could steal this one. Give me
All
another
right,
one.
go
Give me a
for
win.
it. Away to New York and the Giants.
The Giants, we can win that one. Give me another one. Yep.
6-6.
Yep, 6-6 so far.
All right. Away to the Jets.
Ooh, you know what? The Jets are building something, but you know what? Give me a win. Give me
7-6. All right.
7-6.
At Carolina.
I'll just say I'll say a loss, just because I feel like
Why? No, man. Go with your gut.
No,
damn
that's
it.
a game. That's my gut. I feel like that's a loss, even though I want to say
7-7.
Easy. 7-7. Yeah.
7-7. Interesting. All right, Jacksonville at home.
Oh, I'll take that's a win. Give me that.
8-7. Seattle.
That's a win.
God damn it, Joe. Oh man. So what are we? 9-8.
Yeah.
9-8.
That's not too far off from what we.
I don't think that's awful.
No.
9-8.
Yeah.
Jeff, huh? 9-8. Not bad.
No, and
it was
it's
on the spot too.
It's funny when you go through the schedule, because before I'll say 7, they should win a minimum of 6 games, but when you run through the schedule, you could find like 8 or 9. I mean, it's now we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, you don't know about injuries, but yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Injuries aside,
yeah,
this is my NFC North power rankings. Tell me I'm crazy.
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings #1.
Fair.
A very close second and third place, like very close. Green Bay 2, Detroit 3.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I may sway Detroit 2 by the start of the season.
Mhm.
I'm just giving you a fair warning now. And of course, Chicago, dead last. They have set up Justin Fields for failure.
It's a disaster over there.
It really is.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. You can get the quarterback. What are you going to surround him with? And I think whoever the Lions take moving forward, they're walking into a great situation. Stability, offensive line, run game, wide receiver talent, defensive end pressures. That's a team I can get behind.
And we talked about this. I mean, you bring up Alex Smith a lot, and this is what ideally you'd want to do. You don't take the quarterback before your team's there. We're building a team. You're building an offense and a defense. You draft Aiden. You find. I love Kirby Joseph, my favorite pick in the draft.
By the way, I got an oil change yesterday over here off in Birmingham.
Who'd you see?
I saw a dude who is shockingly, by the way, a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. So first he recognized me off the morning show.
Oh,
He's like,
boy.
"Oh my God, you're the Woodward guy."
Did he want to punch you?
Right?
Did he want to punch you?
Swear to God. Wait, hear me out.
Okay.
He ended up being a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. And I looked at him in his face and I said, "You guys took Trayvon Walker." And I started laughing. And you know what's funny, Jeff, is we talked about with Trayvon Walker jumping up the board, possibly at number 2.
Yeah.
But when draft time came around, I put my money that if Jacksonville doesn't take him, he falls to 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be very comfortable saying that. Only Jacksonville, in my opinion, were all in on Trayvon Walker because of what he could be, but not what he is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard earlier, but I was going through the history of the number 2 overall pick since 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Peppers, Von Miller, Ndamukong Suh, Chris Long, Chase Young, and Nick Bosa. Those are the 6 players. That's good company.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The floor, 70 sacks with Chris Long. The ceiling, 170, 180 sacks. Insane, right?
Yeah.
Insane.
And I think that's what makes it so great having a number 2 pick is whoever falls to you into your lap, you take them. Aiden being that guy this year. And I think we talked about this. Trent Baalke, I mean, he loves the athleticism. He loves the upside. He did the same thing when he was with San Francisco. So, you know what? As a Lions fan, things just happen to fall your way. And, you know, Aiden Hutchinson, and it probably arguably was the best player of the entire draft for the entirety of the whole process. Now he's in Detroit. So I think it's fair to put the Lions at close third, like could be number 2 in that NFC North. I mean, Jared Goff can win games. I mean, you talk about this all the time, but I get the flack, and people don't like the fact that he's making $30 million. But let's be honest, guys. Like, for $30 million, you get a guy who can win you minimum this year. It should be 7 games. Like, that's fine. Stability through this rebuild, I'll take it. Jared Goff's fine. Especially if you've got a receiving core like you're building now, and you have formidable receivers. You have TJ, one of the best offensive lines. No excuse.
Can we kill this narrative that the Lions were in need of the rookie quarterback contract this year? They weren't.
They weren't.
If I would have added a rookie to this team, were they ready to contend?
No.
Now that I added Jameson Williams and Aiden Hutchinson, are they ready?
Mm-hmm.
And not to contend, but are they on the right track?
Absolutely.
And they're much further along than they would have been had they reached, by the way, for a guy who we said no to, Jeff, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell all the way to 86. How does that make you feel?
Makes you feel great. And I told Lazy this before the draft. I'm like, dude, I have a feeling, and I don't get obviously these feelings all the time, but I just Malik is a no-go at 2. And then you watch the draft and how it falls, and I don't know how his career is going to play out. But like
Did you think they were trading up for him at 12?
I didn't know if they were trading up for Malik. I thought it'd be a quarterback, something like that, just because it tells me. But then again,
I found out like 2 minutes before it happened.
Yeah.
I got a text. And I was having dinner because I was fasting that day.
Mm-hmm.
I yelled at my wife, go get the goddamn remote. Like, turn on the TV right now. It's going down.
Yeah.
And I was ready. I was like, don't you draft Kyle Hamilton. Don't you draft Malik Willis. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God.
I thought it was Kyle Hamilton. I
was ready to. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I was ready. Somebody was going to die.
Yeah.
And then it was Jameson Williams. And now I have a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
And now I'm not angry. And I like when I'm not angry.
It doesn't it like reassure your confidence?
Absolutely.
Because then you realize the fact that you're trading up to identify who your guy is.
Position of need.
Position of need. Like that kind of just sprinkles a little more confidence on.
And what did we say about this wide receiver class? Exceptional. Talented. Oh, at 32, you probably weren't gonna. You're gonna end up with Sky Moore, Christian Watson. Okay. You're really moving the needle on that one.
Green Bay.
No, give me one of the best wide receivers in the draft class.
And if he didn't tear his ACL,
he's the number one. He's the number one.
Bingo.
And he probably goes at 7.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. Well, Jeff, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you sticking around.
No problem.
We need to head to break. When we get back, we got mailbag. So get your questions lined up in the chat. But before we go, Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about the great work everybody over at the Sports Marketing Agency are doing?
Yes, I can. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Woodward Sports.
If you're looking for something fun to do today, this weekend, anytime, look no further than the Fulling Warehouse. The Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. They've got 2 ways to play: $12 unlimited open play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, they have a $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. So check it out. Head on over to thefullingwarehouse.com.
All right, we're back. Mailbag time is my favorite part of the show. First question comes from NFL Draft Junkie. I love this, actually. Can we please stop touting T.J. Hawkinson as a big offensive weapon? Dude, I couldn't agree more, given his production has been pathetic in his first 3 years in a Lions uniform, obviously with injury concerns. But there's one aspect I think you have to keep in mind. As someone that is very upset with T.J. Hawkinson, he is a threat. He's a big-bodied, agile tight end. He can catch the rock. That is a guy that is a problem, especially in the red zone. As much as I agree with what you said and what you're trying to get at, he's still an offensive weapon, in my opinion. Let's see. Would you rather get punched in the chest or arm by Tyson Fury, or a kick to the leg or the side by a UFC fighter? I'll take a punch. Those leg kicks? Like, I already have bad knees.
They are pretty bad, yeah.
I already have 2 torn ACLs. Like,
Oh, you have 2 bad knees?
like, yeah, I'm on my knees way too often. Like, the whole structure of my leg would be, like, completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Next question in the chat. Do you guys think the Tigers are struggling because they didn't play spring baseball? David, if you would have told me that 2 weeks ago, yeah, okay, I'd buy it. Not buying it anymore. We're 28 games in. This is ridiculous. Can't hit a baseball. What's up?
Adam, will you please give Fish an unwarranted hug?
Fish, come here, buddy. I'll give you a hug. I'm feeling generous today.
It has to be unwarranted.
You want me to go up there?
Yeah, unwarranted.
You want me to go up there?
For no reason. Yep, come here.
Okay.
For no reason. I'm just going to give you a hug right now. F it. What other questions? What other questions do we have in the chat? Let's see. Fish, shut the hell up and come up here. The Lions could the Lions go legit 10-7? Bob's big boy. I think they could. Come here, buddy. There you go. Unwarranted hug. Now you can accuse me of assault. Okay. Congratulations, you have it on footage. Okay. The Lions could go 10-7. Yeah, they could. And they could. And this is coming from one of, I think, I like to think I'm very harsh when it comes to giving records, especially with the Lions last year. I was told on multiple occasions, by multiple shows, by multiple networks, not just ours, that this was an 8, 9, 10 win football team with Jamal Williams and Jared Goff. And I told you no, the hell they weren't. They are a 3-win football team, and that's what they ended up being. And this year, I think 10-7 is a reality, big boy. I really think it is.
I have a question for you.
Go for it.
What are your thoughts on the WNBA expansion?
They're expanding it?
Yeah.
Why?
By 2 teams.
Yeah, why? Who's buying in?
I don't know.
Because they think it's a good idea. I mean, that's
I'm asking. I'm not saying it.
That's how you're going to grow the game.
How do you expand in the WNBA? Like, is there? You just buy a team?
Well,
I want to know how.
They
Who's
have
funding it?
They have owners that are going to buy WNBA teams.
That wasn't the question.
Well, they lose.
Answer the question with
I
another
think it's
question.
stupid. All right, I think it's stupid. You're expanding in a league that's losing money.
Yeah.
What an operation you guys have going on there.
Okay, but how do you expand sports? By growing the market.
By investing. Investing into a losing product isn't doing much.
Well,
women's college basketball, amazing.
Yes.
The WNBA, again, I'm not talking about my perspective. What the numbers tell me is it's a losing product. Why the hell would you expand it by 2 teams so you lose more money? Oh,
I mean, you can get more fans come because there's more markets.
I hope so, buddy. I hope so. Who's the most hated player in Detroit sports history? Any sport, and does not necessarily have to be a Detroit sports player. So if it's a player, most hated player, I mean, you could throw up Lemieux. Lemieux's definitely top 5. David Ortiz up there. David Ortiz has to be up there. Even Pablo Sandoval, but not really, because whatever. It was a one-series miracle.
We have a special guest on the line for you if you'd like to stick your headphones in, Mr. Adam Beydoun.
All right, who is it?
I'm sure you know who it is. Take a wild guess.
Wasim.
No, it's not Wasim, although that would be very
The
fun
only
the day he
special
calls.
guest that I consider special is my good friend Justin Spiro.
Oh, it's not him. It's someone else.
Now, who is it?
Wink, wink. You may have got arrested from this person.
Oh, it's Abe.
Oh, it's Abe.
Yeah, he's on the line
All
now.
right, throw it my way. What up, Abe?
Hey, Abe.
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Hey, you see this story down in Alabama about the corrections officer that let this murder suspect go free and all that?
No.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted you to know I would not do that for you.
What I do now?
What didn't you do?
Yeah, that's how. No, this guy was in prison in Alabama for murder, and he fell in love with the corrections officer, so she snuck him out and got him free. They're on the run for 10 days. So I just wanted you to know that if you were ever in a position like that, I would not help you.
Thank you, Abe.
I love
if I
you,
could
bro.
hang up on you, I would. Jackass.
Hey, can I tell you something about your Tigers?
Yeah, go for it.
So,
I don't want to hear a single goddamn thing about your Mets, okay? You can keep your celebrations out of here. This is the Tigers we're
That's
talking
fine.
about.
That's fine. I'll keep my first place 20 most wins in baseball team to myself. Your team, though, there's relying so much on what ifs, has-beens, and maybe it can turn into some things in 1 year. Yeah, the pitching's been nice, but you're relying on guys like Jonathan Scope, who was okay a few years ago. Candelario, 4A player. Akil Baddoo was real cool for like 3 months last year, and you're expecting all these guys to be all those ifs that have to hit. If this guy does this, if this guy does that, if this guy does that, all that to hit, then you're a productive team. They're showing now when those things don't hit, it's a complete dumpster fire.
Yeah, no, it's a complete disaster. Again, Abe, if you would have told me before the season that they had a top 3 bullpen, above average starting pitching, I would have said, oh yeah, this is a team that's contending for the Central. And here they are, bottom of the Central, 9.5 games out. Abe, I hate you, man.
I love you too, bro. Hey,
right.
Javi Baez is a superstar.
I hate you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Hi, buddy.
I love Abe. Frustrating. He's a goddamn Mets fan.
I know.
Him and Maz.
I see his tweets every day, and I'm like, I need you to shut the hell up.
You know what I want to do? I want to release some of my anger today. I think Maz is going to get it.
That's fine.
I think Maz is going to get a baseball bat to the head today.
You should be a guest
you know that
on
he's-
Big D Energy.
Why? So they can tell me why Michigan State fans are a bunch of babies?
Well, it's going to be Stick and D-Mac.
Yeah, on Big D Energy.
Oh, Big D Energy. Excuse me. I thought you said the bottom line.
No.
Big
But
D
you
Energy,
know-
D-Mac and Stick?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Maz is a New York fan. He's a Yankees, Mets,
Maz is
Knicks,
like-
Nats. The only fan he's not of is the Rangers.
Yeah, I don't
Hates
know
the
how
Rangers.
that all adds
No
up.
clue why.
Where do you see Detroit sports in 5 years? In 5 years, I see the Wings
With a tombstone.
contending. No, hear me out. The Wings contending for Stanley Cups. The Tigers likely in a rebuild. The Lions likely in a rebuild, given their track record. And the Pistons contending in Eastern Conference Finals. And I want to say the Lions are going to be better off because of Brad Holmes. The problem is, I have zero evidence because the head coach.
Yeah.
And the quarterback. Can I win games? Sure. Are they going to hit on the franchise quarterback? There's so many what ifs that the safe bet is to say, yeah, this is a team that's probably going to be in another rebuild. That doesn't mean they're a bad football team. That doesn't mean Brad Holmes isn't here. What that could mean is they weren't able to get their quarterback. They stuck along with Jared Goff for too long, and the team kind of needs a 2-year reset, and then they move on. So, yeah, I could see the Lions maybe dominating the North. That, I think, is way too optimistic, so I'll go with the...
Speaking of NHL, the draft lottery is tonight, 6:30.
What's the percent chance that the Wings can get the top 3 pick? 6%, something like that?
Yeah, I'll
Super
look
low.
it up, but it's low.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, you guys, you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Terry will be back to my right tomorrow morning. Maddie's waving you all goodbye. We hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. We'll definitely be getting tacos here at the Woodward Sports Network.
Tuesday.
A goodbye to all of you. Thank you for spending your time with us this morning.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Go watch games today. Enjoy.